Hello, students. Dr. Arbogast here again, going through a tutorial of your cyber safety kit Thinglink option. So the assignment is in your module, and you can get the written instructions for that. I just wanted to go through some of the pieces of the Thinglink project because there are two actual separate pieces. The first part is that Thinglink is twofold. There is pictures, that is the background of your Thinglink, and then you add the hotspots or the clickable links on your picture that allow for information to be stored, such as websites, 360 videos, audio, text, and so on. So in this case, we're going to build the photo collage first. I like to do a photo collage with Thinglink because I can pick photos that have to do with what I'm going to be adding content to. So for the cyber safety kit, I want to pick pictures that are associated with the items in our assignment that discuss cyberbullying, cyber stalking, prevention tips, various things that have to do with cyber safety. So the first thing you're going to do is go to Adobe Spark. AdobeSpark.com is where I am at. It's actually spark.adobe.com. But if you type in Adobe Spark, it'll take you here. And I already have an account, so it automatically logs me in. But if not, you would just go through the process as we have done in the past to create a free account. And there is several options. One is free starter plan. That's the one you want. The one next to it says it's no cost right now, but you have to add a credit card, and that's not what you want. You don't want the 30-day trial of the premium. So just use the free account, and you can use your Google email or you can use your Owens email. It doesn't matter to me as long as you are consistent. So the first thing it's going to ask us is, what do we hope to make here in this Thinglink? And we're going to use a photo collage. So we're going to make a photo collage, and it automatically brings up photos that we're allowed to use through Adobe Spark. So these are copyright-free images, and we are going to search for some things. Now, for this tutorial, I am going to assume that I am doing this project as an adolescent in middle school or high school. So I'm coming at this project as if I were that type of student trying to teach other students about cyberbullying. So I'm going to search for some pictures that I think will help me tell that story. Let's try cyber safety. Ooh, this is always a menacing one. I like that one. And I like this one down here. So I'm going to add those. I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to look for cyberbullying. That was one item on our assignment list. I use this in my module, so I really like this one. And I kind of like this one because it tells a story just through the picture. And let's do one more. Let's do social media, because we do have to be very careful when we use social media. So let's see what pictures they have. Okay, yeah, I like this one. So let's go ahead and use those. And then it's going to ask us what size do we want to do. Now there's square, and you can pick any of these, but actually the best one, which is not huge like a poster, we have an odd number of pictures, so the square would be a little awkward, but I think I'm going to do landscape, and you can pick whatever one you want. You could try different ones. And then what Adobe Spark does, it creates a wonderful photo collage. There you go. Now, if you want to move these around, you certainly can. I think this one would look maybe better down there. So I'm going to swap those. And I just grabbed and drug. This one maybe over here. So you can see how you can move some of these around to get what you think would be a really good version. I don't like the two words beside each other, so I'm going to move those back around. Okay, now we want to add a title and our name and subject to it as per the instructions in the assignment. So we're just going to use this little text tool, and we're going to add my text. And you'll see that it adds the text box right here, but over here to the side is where you actually can see it, type it in, and you see all the text options. So we're going to call this our cyber safety kit. And The black on here doesn't really show up very well. So I'm going to maybe make this white or something white-ish. I like that. Okay. And then if you want to move it, you can move it using this little round handle. If you wanted to make it bigger or smaller, there's the handle, which looks more like an oval here. But I kind of like the way it looks there. You got the little menacing cyber safety guy in the back. I like that. And now I need to add my name. So I'm going to add another text element. And in this case, I'm just going to put high school. And in this case, the black might actually work better, but it's way, way too big. So here's the size of our, get out of there. Come on. Get out of there. Go. So here's the size. I can maybe do 24. Well, it's way too small. I can maybe do 48. Oh, that's a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can move this so I can see it a little bit better. That's not so bad. So again, play with it, play with the colors. There's some different shapes and shadows that you can try. But for me, that's all I need to do for this. So now once you have your photo collage all done, you can download it. So let's go ahead and download. We're going to download it as a PNG, which is a type of image file. You can do a JPEG, it doesn't matter. This is a graphic file, and that's the one we want. So when I click Start Download, I see down here that it has come up as my post one, because I've done this little exercise before. But here's my image right here. So we're going to leave Adobe Spark set up the way it is, and we're going to go right into Thinglink. So it's thinglink.com. And for this, Thinglink is we're going to add the collage that we just created, and we're going to do that using the Create button over to the right here. And for this, I'm going to create an infographic. And click Continue. It's going to ask me to get that photo collage that we just created. Now, a quick way to find the photo collage when it was downloaded is go to Downloads. And it's usually under your desktop icon, your desktop menu option called Downloads. And it should be right at the very top. And then you pull that in. And there it is. Now I'm going to continue. And here is my image that I created. So I'm just going to double click on it. It's going to be all blue. And that's okay because it's just selecting everything. If you click anywhere on it, you'll see the entire photo. And then we're going to look at these icons up here. So there's the edit button, the privacy setting buttons, the rename button, and some other buttons that we're not going to use. We'll use download. Don't delete it unless you have to. But for right now, let's rename our document here. And let's call it, oops, I clicked out of it again. We'll call this Cyber Safety Kit. Okay, so we have our image. Now we just need to add our tags. To do that, we're going to click the Edit button. And what that does is open up these buttons over here. So there's an Add Tag, a Settings, and Done. So we're going to add a tag. And so the information we're going to post is information that is in your assignment that discusses the different areas, prevention tips, first aid, and a few other things that are in there. So you want to kind of have an idea of the different videos, text, links that you're going to want to do before you do this. That just makes it faster and easier. So I have them up on a separate screen that you can't see. But let's go ahead and add one here. So let's add a tag. And the first is going to be a add text and media. And according to your instructions, you need to add 2 different versions of this. So I'm going to add text and a media. I can change the icon if I want. I can change it here. Since it's an image, I might want to do a picture. And I could say something like safety on the internet. And I could say it is important to follow the rules. And then on the button, I could either put the URL for the button, or I could change the name of the button. But I'm going to do the URL for the button. And in this case, I have a website about cyber safety. So I'm going to go ahead and add a URL for some top 10 safety rules for the internet. Now, once I add it, it gives me an option to change the button text. So you can see it just added the URL and it's way too big. So I'm going to change the button text to say safety rules. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to say 10 safety rules. That way, when people click the button, they'll know what it means. And I want to do an image or a video. In this case, I'm going to do just an image. I've selected my cyber safety rules. I'm going to bring that in. I could also put in some audio if I wanted to. It really just is a microphone that you click it, you can record your voice. So that's another good way to do things. And then once I get this done, I can drag it wherever I want. So maybe that's under security. So you're going to need 2 of those. So 2 of those type of tags. And then 2 just plain text elements, which would be a label. And this to me would just be informational. So this is just text that I want to put here. Maybe it's a statistic. I'm going to put some information about cyberbullying because I just happen to have it up. And so I've copied and pasted it in here. There is a limit on these little labels. So I'm going to put that here. And this might be something more like here. Well, let's put it up here. So you need 2 of those text elements. And then you're going to need 2 web elements. And that's what these are. So I'm going to add a video. I like the green here. And I've found a video that I really like. So I'm going to copy that over here. And so here's a video. And I could put that over here. So let's try also a website. So this one to me is more like, let's call this an informational one. I like the yellow one. And let me pull in my website. So that looks good. And put that wherever it makes the most sense. So you're going to need 2 of those. I got another one that I think is kind of neat. Let me add that. So this one is more of a game. Well, it's a puzzle. So let's look at that one. I found a really good crossword puzzle, for example. And I will put that, again, I think it's kind of neat to play with the pictures a little bit. So the last item that you're going to do is a Thinglink tour. This is a relatively new feature to Thinglink, and it's basically a Thinglink inside of a Thinglink. So what you're going to do is actually get out of this particular Thinglink that you're working on, and you're going to go back by clicking your initial or your back button. So what I'm going to do is find a picture of a map. In this case, I found an article about statistics that have to do with different areas around the world. So I'm going to create an infographic. And I would like to find a picture. And I can either upload from a drive, I can import from my Google Drive, I can import from OneDrive, design with Canva, or I can search on Unsplash. So I'm going to search on Unsplash. And there's a little search feature here. So I'm going to search for a world map. And this one looks fine for what I want to do. Or this one's not bad. And so I got a couple choices here. I think I'm going to go with this pink one. So I want to open that map. So here is a map. And what I'm going to do here is the same type of thing. I'm going to edit, and I'm going to add a tag, and I'm going to add a tour tag. And with that tag, so what I'm going to do here is add some statistics based on the world map and an article that I have picked. Again, you can pick anything you want that has to do with locations. So it could be a map of the United States. It could be a map of a city. You could do statistics in Toledo, however you want to do it. And it doesn't have to be cyberbullying. It's anything that has to do with internet safety, safe use of the internet. I just happened to pick this particular one. So in this case, I'm going to add some information. And the title of this is going to be USA statistic. And it's going to be cyber bullying in the US. And my description is going to be the information that I have about the United States. And I'm going to attempt to paste it here. So here's my statistic. And the URL that I am going to give for this particular statistic is going to be here. And this button can say statistics for 2021, cyber bullying. And I can add an image if I would like to add an image. So there's my image, there's my statistic. I could also, if I wanted, add audio. It's going to ask if it can use your microphone. There has been a sharp rise in cyberbullying in the United States during the pandemic. So I can do that. If I don't like it, I can take it off. But so I've got that. So I've got one, and I think your assignment says you need at least 3 places. So now I have to put this somewhere in the United States. And I'm going to add 2 more tags just like that. And in this case, we will do Britain. And so we will say British cyberbullying statistic. And I have one queued up for that. I'm going to put that in the description. And the URL for that is also going to be that same article. You could have different articles with the same URL, or it could be a video. Say. So now I want to add a picture to this. So let me add a picture. And done. And I can put that anywhere close to where Britain would be. Not exactly all about it. So you add one more to that for this. So make sure you have at least 3. Again, I'm not going to do another one. But anyways, that's how you would do that. And then you would say done. Okay. So with this one, we're going to go ahead and rename it as well. There's my rename button. Here we go. We're going to call this Cyber Safety Tour. And we're going to go back to our main page by clicking on our account logo here. Okay. Open up our safety kit. And we're going to edit this one. And we're going to add a tour. And with this one, I'm going to change it to right here. And let's make it red. And then I can select a scene. And when you select a scene, you'll see that I can select the world map. And this could be, check out cyberbullying stats. And done. And you can see now it is on my Thinglink. So now we are done. Now, if you want, you can take a look at your different buttons, see how they turned out, make sure they all work. That's always good. Got our video. Got our website. Got our information. So all of it's here. We also have our Thinglink tour, which I can do that. And then I can go back to my Thinglink. So once you've tried all your buttons and they work, it's now time to add it to your Google portfolio sites. In order to do that, we're going to click the share button. And the very first one is embed media. That's the one we're going to choose, but the other option is share a link. So this is if you just want to give it to certain people. If you want to make a QR code or shorten the UL for VR, you can do that as well using this second share link, or you can publish it to a social media site and they give you the buttons to do that. But we're going to embed this on our Google Sites portfolio. So we're going to click copy. We're going to leave that open as we go ahead and go over and open our Google Sites. And pick our portfolio. So once we're in Google Sites portfolio, we're going to go to the EdTech page. And I've already done a video to show how to do the other option for this project, which is the Satori timeline. So we're going to ignore that one. So the first thing we're going to do is add our heading, Cyber Safety Kit, make it a heading. And then we're going to do something we haven't done before. We're going to embed the project into our portfolio. And to do that, instead of by URL, which is a website address, we're going to use our embed code and Control V to put it back in there. And it should give you a nice display of your project. And then you just click Insert, and it'll be right in there. The last thing that you have to do then is to add the ISTE standards. And you can copy and paste from how you had it set up before, so you don't have to keep typing the same things over and over. So if I click that copy button there, you'll have to change the ISTE standards, but at least I don't have to type the headings again. So there they are. So then I would have to go in and list the ISTE standards that were accomplished by completing this project. Don't forget to publish. And then the final piece of this project is to keep it on your EdTech toolkit and click the copy publish site link, which is this little, looks like a chain link or a paper clip. And you're going to click that. And here is the copy button for the link that you are going to put in Blackboard, submitting it with the Dropbox that goes along with the Cyber Safety Kit, just like we did in the last couple of weeks. So there you go. That's how it looks. It's going to be amazing. They are a lot of fun, and you can imagine all the different ways that you could use Thinglink and even these tours to have your students create really neat projects. Well, I hope you had fun doing this project. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. It does get a little tricky here and there, so don't be ashamed if you need to ask for help. I always have to do these videos a couple times to make sure I get it all correct. So no worries, give me a call or send me an email if you need any assistance.